So customers today should be looking very hard at cloud computing solutions out there in the marketplace today. Cloud computing will be adopted over the next few years, widespread adoption, and within 10 years we'll see a predominant amount of cloud computing within your enterprise today. So one of the things we're encouraging CIOs and enterprises to do is to look at your private data center that you have today and look at the costs of providing services and compare those costs with the popular cloud computing providers in the marketplace today.
Okay, so can you remark what are the benefits for our enterprises, especially for the biggest one?
Okay, so for large enterprises, the advantages and benefits for cloud computing are more agility. You can bring more services up quicker without a lot of upfront planning. You can also provision services a lot cheaper than you could do if you bought the services yourself, and you have flexibility to scale those services up and down according to your business requirements that may change over time.
Okay, so what are the real opportunities for Mexico City enterprises?
Okay, so for companies and even government within Mexico, we're seeing a lot of opportunities to start evaluating cloud computing this year in 2010 and starting to look at the cloud computing providers that are out there today and doing pilot projects, proof of concepts in low risk areas of your enterprise. So look at some applications that maybe are not mission critical, but may allow you to do a proof of concept or pilot project and get to understand the value proposition for cloud computing.
So do you think in Mexico some companies are practicing the cloud computing?
My understanding is a lot of small and medium-sized companies in Mexico and in the United States and in Canada have already embraced cloud computing. Larger companies and larger government organizations are testing the waters, but they're very cautious and they're concerned about security and risk, and they have good cause to be concerned about security and risk at this point because some of the security issues and privacy issues with cloud resources haven't been fully explored and fully evaluated in the marketplace. So it's still a very immature market and a lot of risk for large enterprises, but small and medium enterprises or government organizations as well, we're seeing for low risk applications, they are now adopting cloud computing solutions.
So what are the differences between Mexico and the United States in cloud computing practices?
Today we're not seeing too many differences. Both countries are both exploring. One of the things we're seeing in the United States is the federal government is taking an active leadership role in exploring cloud computing, even more than private sector in the United States. So the new CIO for the federal government has recently issued an RFP for cloud computing services, and that RFP is closing within I think it's just closed in the last couple of weeks, and it'll be interesting to see which cloud computing providers will be providing government services in the federal government space in the United States. But I feel the government of the United States, there has been some forward-thinking embracing cloud computing at this point, even more than private sector in the United States at this point.
Okay. So finally, anything you want to say?
I guess my guidance for CIOs and for IT management would be to look at your current cost of your data center today and look at opportunities to embrace cloud computing as you're replacing servers or building additional capacity, that would be the opportunity to do a price-cost comparison between the way you're doing it today and a possible cloud computing solution. So you want to ask yourself every step of the way, is what I'm doing faster, cheaper, and better than a competing cloud computing solution? And if it's not faster, cheaper, and better, then it's not too early to start evaluating cloud computing this year.